Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Bobbi.
I'm Geoff.
And together we're East Coast Keto. So today we're going to talk to you about how to track your carbs and your macros. But first, we are going to get you to hit that subscribe button down below.
Yeah, ring the bell.
You can ring my bell. No, you can't really. Yeah, ring the bell, and what will happen is every time we publish a new video, we will notify you so you can go in and have a look at it and keep up to date with what we're talking about.
All things keto.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's talk keto. So,
Macros.
yeah, how do you know what to eat? How do you know what to put into your mouth every day? Just eat real food. We started out low carb, and we weren't tracking anything in the beginning, and we were doing okay. We were losing some weight, but when we finally decided to get serious with it and start tracking things, we realized we weren't doing as good.
We weren't as low carb as we thought we were.
Exactly. So you know, as much as it's nice to think that you can just eyeball stuff and kind of muck your way through it. Really, we recommend in the very beginning that you track everything. And I mean everything. I mean, if you take a medication, if you take a Advil, if you take a vitamin, check everything. Now, first things first, keto is ingredients first. So it's not all to do with the carbs. So for example, if you go to the grocery store and you're looking at a label and it's got an ingredients list that's, probably 3 pages long, bit of exaggeration there, but you know what I mean. Chances are that's going to be what we classify as a chemical shitstorm, and you should stay away from it, regardless if the carbs are high or low or whatever. You're not even going to get to looking at the carb stage. But again, how do you keep track?
Use an app. Other than getting out a pad of paper and writing everything down and calculating.
Ain't no one got time for that. Exactly. You can take all of the macros. Which your macros? Your macros are your protein, your fats, and your carbs. And you can sit down and calculate the amount of energy and the amount of calories and whatnot in each one, and do the hokey pokey and do the math. And no, man, there's apps for that. So the one that we landed on was MyFitnessPal. Now there's a bunch of them out there. There's
in our group anyway. The other most popular one is Carb Manager.
Carb Manager. I think Senza is another one. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Now we're going to talk to you about MyFitnessPal and how to work your way through that. So let's go. Alrighty, so let's talk MyFitnessPal. I wish we could speak on all the other apps out there, but we only speak MyFitnessPal. We don't speak the other.
Manager,
exactly.
It's like web browsers.
Yeah.
There's tons of them.
So what I'll recommend for you is that if you're not interested in this app and you're interested in another one, go to our group, which is East Coast Keto, and ask the community, and they will be able to help you and walk you through how to set up your macros properly. So with MyFitnessPal, most of us have mobile these days. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go find the app, and the app looks like
A little person, I think.
it's a blue background. Pretty much similar to the color that's behind us here.
Yeah, like someone.
And it has a white icon of a person standing there, and they're kind of doing a little yoga move, or.
And there's like an H on top. I guess it's.
That's actually Under Armour is their brand, but we're not advertising for them at all. They do not sponsor us. So what you need to do is you need to download that app, and then you need to go in and set up an account. And when you set up an account, all they're looking for is just your basic information. They're looking for, that's all private. No one's going to be selling your age and your weight. Ain't no one interested in that. So they're going to ask you for your name. They're going to ask you for your current weight. They're going to ask you for your level of activity and age. Once you get that done, you're going to have the app open to you. And if you look around the main page, you're going to see up on top where you have the numbers, the calories and what you have left for today. And you also have down below some places where you can put in your food. It's his diary. That's where you put in your food choices. Yeah. It also has like progress, so you can go in and put in your weight. But the main thing that we're going to tell you guys is
setting the macros.
You need to set your macros, but you don't need to buy the premium. Because every step of the way when you go through this app, you're going to see down on the bottom, buy the premium for, and you know what, you don't have to do that at all. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. If money is no object and you want to buy the full meal deal, go for it. But we can use MyFitnessPal, we can set it up under keto macros, no problem at all. We just ignore that part down on the bottom where it says upgrade here. All right? So let's get to it. Let's get in behind the scenes of MyFitnessPal and get your keto macros all set up. We are looking at the diary screen in MyFitnessPal. If you look down along the bottom, you see the options that are available are home, diary, which is where we are now. The plus sign is there, and the plus is used to add in food entries or exercise. Next you see progress, and the more, the three buttons right over in the bottom corner, is where you can add in your exercise or any other entries that you'd want to make. If you look at the middle sections, these are the places that you add your food intake. So any food.
If it goes in your mouth?
Exactly. If you consume it,
put it in there.
Put it in there. And the top portion is really where we want to concern ourselves for setting up the app today. First thing you see is the goal, which here in front of us right now is 1,200.
No, that's calories. We don't really concern ourselves with calories.
We don't count calories at all. We're just using this right now to set up the app. That's the only reason.
The rest of the world is obsessed over calories.
Exactly. So we're going to disregard calories in our keto, but for today we're going to use it to set up our app.
Access the options.
Exactly. So 0 is our food intake that we put in through the food diary. Exercise 0, obviously, if you enter in any exercise, that will be added there. And lastly, you see a 1,200 that's green. Now, that color green is significant to us right now because it's telling us that there's something in behind the scenes that we can look at. So let's press on that 1,200 on your app and see where it takes us. We have clicked that green 1,200. We're on our next screen now, which if you look right up top on the blue section, it says nutrition, and down below that you have 3 different options. You have calories, nutrients, and macros. We are on the macros today because we want to go in and adjust our macros. Down below you see where they have the standard macros there. Now mine is already set to keto, but yours are probably going to look different in regard to the goal numbers. So we're going to set that, but before we go forward, we're going to go just one step down below that and look where the crown is and it says premium feature. You don't need to concern yourself with that at all. You just keep clicking right on past that. Sure, they want your money, but guess what? They're not going to get it today. So carbohydrates, fat, and protein are in the middle. And if you look over on the goal end of it on the right-hand side, we have some colored values again. And the same as last time,
those are hot links.
They are offering us options to what's on the next page. So we will click that button and go to the next page and see where it takes us. We're gone a little deeper into the app. We've clicked on the protein. As you can see, if you look right up on top in the blue section, you're going to see it says protein. And down below that is the protein breakdown of the day. It'll take your meals and it'll break it up and show you where you're spending your protein for today. Yeah. Down below that, if you look at the goal, over on the right-hand side of that, there's another colored link, and it's another jump to the next page. So let's click that colored link and see where we go. We're getting there now, aren't we? Toonses? Okay, so if you look up top on this screen, it says calories, carbs, protein, and fat, and it's going to give you the nutritional breakdown of, as you can see, mine is already set to keto, but we need to fix yours to the same number. So all of those colored items there are jumpers to get you to the next screen. So I'm going to push on the 75% fat, and that's going to take us into our final screen where we need to do the nitty-gritty and get it all fixed up. Let's click that fat number and get inside. So here we are. We're finally in the underbelly of the beast.
This is the core of.
It is. It's the core, and it's the thing that so many people, when they start off with MyFitnessPal, they're like, oh my God, they want me to pay. Like as you go through, you'll see that little crown there every step of the way because they want you to pay. But yeah, if we can get in and do this and set it all, So this is the little rollers where you get in and adjust your macros. So you have carbs, protein, and fat, and you should adjust them to match the numbers that I have there on the screen. 5% for your carbs, 20% for your protein, and 75% for your fat. Now, before you leave that screen, make sure you click that check mark there on that blue panel midway through, because if you don't click that, that's not going to save it for you, and you're going to come back to me and say, Bobbi, that didn't work. How come that didn't work? The last thing that we should note about the MyFitnessPal app is that it doesn't take off your fiber. So
You got to do the math.
you got to do the math yourself. So when you go back and you look at where your macros are, and it shows you your daily breakdown in the screen we had up previous, you will see carbs, and down below that you will see the fiber. You need to subtract that fiber. Okay? Anyway,
Good luck with it.
good luck, and let us know how it goes. You know how we love feedback.
We do.
Movies like that.
Babies like that. So your app is all set up now. You are ready to go. And at this stage of the game, you're pretty much cruising with your diary. And you can put in everything that goes in your mouth. And I mean, if you're looking at an Advil, if you're looking at cough medicine, a black coffee,
water,
if you have creamer, whatever it is you have. Now, we will tell you to exercise caution with your choices. Make sure you're not just choosing the first one there. Have a look, like if you're looking for a particular product, look down through the options that are there. If you find one with a green tick mark, 9 chances out of 10, it's a lot more accurate than the other ones that are there. It's
like
one,
egg or butter.
Exactly. It's one that has been somewhat verified by the people at MyFitnessPal. Other than that, you know, the entries are all user submitted, so you know you want to use a little bit of a grain of salt when you're looking at what they have there.
It even allows it's a pretty elaborate database of food. I mean, right down to specific brands like Compliments and PC, and it's crazy.
Exactly. And you know, once you're past that main screen, if you go back and click on those macros again, which we talked about throughout the video on how to set them, if you click on those areas, it will bring you into exactly what you want for the day. So you should be able to go in at any given time and look and say, okay, I have used this many macros for carbs. This is how many I have left. I have used these many fats. This is how many I've left. Now again, don't go crazy focusing on I got to get my fats in, because that's not the case. While this is a high fat diet, it's not about
keeping the carbs down.
Exactly. It's not about jamming the fats into your body. You keep the carbs down. That's the main premise of keto, other than ingredients, of course. But what you do is you use the fats to keep you full. So with every meal, try to keep in mind, okay, where are my healthy fats? How can I incorporate some fats in here? But at the end of the day, whether it's 3 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night and you're feeling hungry, the fats are what's going to cure your hunger. So you use those fats to keep you satisfied. So if you have a day where your fats are down a little bit, don't stress about it. Don't go out in the kitchen and eat a block of butter. If you want some block of butter, fill your boots, you can eat it. But you don't feel the need that you have to have that level in every day. And when it comes to meats in general, use the same amount of meats that you ate before, just use fattier cuts of meat. And keep in mind that most of your carbs are going to come from your vegetable section. So if you look at broccoli and you see the amount of carbs there, that's totally normal. That's where most of our carbs are going to come from. You do subtract the fiber, which helps with that number, but you need those green leafy vegetables to give you all the extra minerals and vitamins that your body
If you're just
needs.
starting out, best advice, skip the sauces. If you want something liquid on top of a piece of meat, skip the barbecue sauce, put a piece of butter on.
Yeah.
It'll elevate the taste. And
further to that, we advise for the first little while, especially until you're fat adapted, that you should skip all the fancy recipes. Like you look at all the almond breads and all the cakes and cookies and stuff like that.
Almond flour is bloaty and carb creep is real.
Carby.
They do have carbs.
In general, we only have things with almond flour on a special occasion. And you know, even if you look back to your pre-keto days, I mean, not many people has a dessert every night, you know. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we're not deprived here, and you know, every now and then we'll have a treat. Let it be a treat every now and then. So I think that's it for today. If you have any questions, you know, get us here. Get us on our Facebook page, which is Newfoundland Keto Queen, NL Keto Queen, Bobbi Pike. East Coast Keto is our not only our website, but it's also our Facebook community and group where you'll find all of our people chatting and talking about keto.
Yeah, and throw some comments on our YouTube channel. Let's get some traffic there.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Keto on.